What's happening? What's happening? What's happening with it? What it do? Yeah. Y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. Jago talking that boxing again. What's happening with y'all? Yeah. As y'all come in the building, make sure that you hit the like button. Smash on the like button. Let me know you in the building. Omega Red in the building. What's happening with it? Mr. Mechanical, AJ64 in the building. D Free, what's happening with it? Big Snapper Camper, what it do? My man Shamar in the building, what's happening with it? Greenwell Fishing, what it do? Cali Fire in the building, what's happening? And when y'all come in, if y'all can do me one favor and just make sure that you hit the like button. Smash the like button when you come in and do me that favor. Yeah, Big Snapper, man. I seen it in him, dog. I seen it in him. Billy Bills, what's happening with it? What's happening with it? Salute to you. Welcome back. True Blue, what it do? Greenwell. Yeah. Y'all make sure that y'all smash the like button as you come in the building. Make sure that you smash on the like. Yeah. Hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on. Turn this camera around real quick. Hold on. All right. Yeah, let's see who else we got in the building. Let's see who else. Mark Q, what's happening with it? Tank Blue, what it do? Votes UK. Yeah, what's happening with everybody? Like I said, as you come in the building, make sure that you hit the like button. Let me know that you're in the building. He says Errol is out of shape. I don't know what you was looking at, bro. How EJ out of shape? What you looking at? He looked in good shape to me. I think you just trying to start some shit because you don't like EJ. But anyway, we want to give Gervonta Davis his flowers today. The fans corner, what's happening with it? AJ64 say Tank. The boxing section, what's happening with it? But yeah, let's talk about it. Like I said, once you come in the building, hit the like button. Do me that favor. Get the likes up so they'll get these notifications out for me. Rashad, what's happening with it? Yeah, he said Akron, Ohio to Phoenix, AZ. That's what it do. But yeah, so last night we had, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say it was a great night of fights, to keep it real, but it was great for boxing last night. You feel me? We had a boxing event that was great for boxing. You know what I'm talking about? I think that the David Benavidez and Caleb Plant, the fights on that card and just that whole event, to me as a boxing fan, was a lot better. But this was great for boxing because it brought all the stars out and it put a lot of eyes on boxing that wasn't watching boxing before. You know, unfortunately, fights like David Benavidez and Caleb Plant couldn't do that because casual fans run boxing. But this was a great night for boxing. David Morrell, he continues to show out and do his thing. You feel me? David Morrell continues to show out and show that he is a problem. He is a problem for anybody. And I can't wait to see David Morrell versus David Benavidez because let's keep it 100. Canelo Alvarez, hell of a fighter, Canelo Alvarez, but he's not looking to fight none of these David Morrells, David Benavidez. He's looking to do anything that he can to bob and weave through them. You know what I'm saying? He want to bob and weave through them and pretend like that they don't exist. That's not the type of smoke that he's looking for at 168. The wall, I told people a long time ago, I said, as far as Canelo Alvarez, the walls are closing in on him. And he either got to shit or get off the pot. And what he going to do is he going to continue to swerve around them. So guys like David Morrell and David Benavidez, hey, they got to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? They're going to end up, they're going to have to say, F what Canelo Alvarez is doing, right? We going to do like Gervonta Davis did. We going to take the face of boxing. Like, we ain't going to wait on him. We gonna go take it. You feel me? We got to go take this ish. Ultimate Fight Club, what's happening? Witty, salute. So, you know what I'm talking about? Like, that's what it's got to be. They got to stop waiting around for Canelo, and I think they realize that now, and they just going to take it. You see, my man, Jamal Charlo, he said that he was on the phone for hours. Damn. He said he was on the phone for hours with Demetrius Andrade. So look like that we going to actually get that fight this year. So, you know, it's going down in boxing in a major way. And like I said, last night was great for boxing on a lot of different levels. Y'all got to look at it and look, because the way I look at it, right, once these pay-per-view numbers come back, once the gate, I don't know how much the gate did, but I know they had over 20,000 in T-Mobile Arena. But once these numbers come back, dog, I'm telling y'all, they're going to do a lot of pay-per-views. Talking about everybody was wanting to watch this fight. Everybody was talking about this fight. Everybody was talking about where's the fight if they wasn't at the fight. And then y'all seen Vegas. Vegas was lit. Everybody was out that joint. So this was great for boxing. You know what I'm saying? It was great for boxing. So now all of these fighters that are not fighting each other, they get to see what the reward is when you do fight each other, when you do put on a big fight event, right? They hadn't had nothing to go off of in a long time. Since Floyd Mayweather left and all these, you know, a new generation of fighters came in after Floyd, they didn't really have nothing that was actively happening in boxing to show them this is what a huge, huge event looks like. Besides, shit, Tyson Fury and Wilder, other than Tyson Fury and Wilder, they ain't really had nothing to get hype about. You know, like, oh, man, now these fighters, they looking at this event and they getting the adrenaline rush, or they were looking at the event and they got an adrenaline rush from that. Like, man, who can I fight to have all of this attention on me? That's what boxers, fighters love, that attention. You know what I'm talking about? So I think that, like I said, last night was a great night for the sport of boxing overall, because now all of these fighters that's bullshitting, that don't want to fight the best, that shit that they seen last night, it makes them itch. It make them want to get in the ring and make the biggest fights possible. So yeah, you know, it was great for boxing, and we definitely gonna talk about the fight, break the fight down, and it's, you know, we gotta come on here and we gotta give Gervonta Davis his flowers, and I'm gonna talk about that. But let me see who else is in the building. Like I said, y'all smash the like button as you come in the building. Let me see who I missed. Dundada, what's happening with it? Dundada says Canelo fighting Benavidez is the biggest fight in boxing. Well, I feel what you're saying, Dundada, and I'm not going to disagree with you. But the biggest fight in boxing is the two fighters that are willing to get in there with each other, right? I got to see if Canelo's willing to get in there with David Benavidez to make it the biggest fight in boxing. And you said that this pay-per-view got to do at least 600K. Yeah, for sure. I think they're gonna do more than that. Let me see who else we got. My brother Money Brown in the building. What's happening with it, Big Stepper? Bobby Romero said, "Did I see Charlo say that he's a fan of David Benavidez?" Yeah, he said that a couple times before, but they got the same trainer. They're in the same training camp. I mean, not David. You said Charlo. My bad, man. I read your whole message wrong. You saw? Did I see Charlo say that he's a fan of Davis now? Yeah, I did see that. Hey, sometimes fighters got to gain your respect. Some people like that. Man, it's a club. It's a club right downstairs from me, and that music kind of loud. Emmanuel Pettigrew, what's happening with it? ATX Texas Cletus, what's happening with it? And y'all, like I said, y'all smash the like button, show your boy some love. At least the least you can do if you can't support the channel, in the Cash App or the Super Chat, hit the like button. It's free. The like button is free. It don't cost you nothing. But Mike Biggs Boxing, what's happening with it? Oh, you can hear it a little bit? Yeah. Get the smoke. What's happening with it? Get the smoke. That's one arguing ass dude right there. That's my guy though. But like I said, y'all smash the like button. Now, really, it really, I ain't gonna tell. I'm not finna lie to y'all. I really didn't watch the pay-per-view event like that. Except for the Tank fight, like the David Morrell fight. I walked in right after the knockout happened. I went to go grab something to eat, and I walked back in the door like right after the I had went to go grab some drinks. I went to go grab some liquor and shit. And I walked back in right after the fight had already just finished. But I saw the highlights of the David Morrell. It wasn't really nothing to watch. David Morrell walked in there and he dominated, in one round. So it wasn't really too much to talk about. So we're going to cut right to the chase. My man Rick Tim said Morrell beats Canelo and Morrell beats Benavidez. Well, that's your opinion. That I don't have no problem with your opinion. You feel me? And salute to my man Rick Timms. But I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, these fighters, they just got to get in there and fight. You feel me? Really, I don't really jump on fighters too fast until I see them in there with, at least B level, B plus level competition. Because a lot of times, and by the eye test, David Morrell has all the tools in the bag, right? He has all the tools in the bag when you look at him, the eye test. The eye test tells you that. But a lot of times you just never know. I'm talking about you never know what the fight is going to look like when you're in there with two A-level fighters. So to say that he beats everybody at 168, I don't know. I wouldn't. I'll tell you like this. If somebody were to bet me, I wouldn't be comfortable betting either way. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a certain guy. It's a certain fighters like David Morrell versus David Benavidez. That's a pick'em fight. I don't know. I'll sit back and want to watch that as a fan. I'm not putting no money on neither one of them. You feel me? I'm watching that as a fan. That's it. After they fight each other, you could tell a lot more. As far as Canelo Alvarez and David Morrell, I see skill-wise, right, on paper, just watching them, not seeing them in the ring together. Not, of course, he hasn't faced the type of competition that Canelo Alvarez has faced. Let's keep it 100. But just looking at him, he has more tools in the bag than Canelo Alvarez. To me, he looked like that. He'll beat Canelo Alvarez. But I can't say that, right? I can't say that for sure. Because like I said, I don't know how he looks in the ring with another A-plus level opponent. I'm just looking at going off the eye test. We don't know if you put him in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, let's say his next fight. We don't know how he'll perform under the bright lights. You know, let's say it's 20,000 people in the arena and don't nobody know who he is and everybody in there rooting for David Benavidez. How do you react under that? It just all depends. I mean, everybody rooting for Canelo Alvarez, right? How do you react under those bright lights? We seen last night that Ryan Garcia, he was intimidated. Those bright lights intimidated him. Yeah, I said that. Looking at David Morrell, he definitely has more tools in the bag than Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, looking at David Morrell, to me, his footwork is a lot better. His punch variation is a lot better. Yeah, he definitely has that. So yeah, definitely make a video about that, money. Because when I look at David Morrell, he definitely has more tools than Canelo Alvarez has. Now, can he beat Canelo? I don't know. Like I said, I'm just looking off the eye test. But as far as David Benavidez and David Morrell, really, right? I'm gonna keep it 100, right? If I'm a promoter, and as far as David Benavidez over now, what I would be comfortable doing any day, 10 days out of the week, I'll be comfortable putting my money on David Benavidez over Canelo Alvarez for sure. That I'll put money on. I got David Benavidez beating Canelo Alvarez for sure. But as far as, you know, David Morrell, he might have more tools than both of them, but I just need to see him in against tougher competition. Now we got to see David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. All these Davis is fucking me up. Y'all smash my like button to help me out. Now we got to see David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, and we know what David Benavidez is. I knew what he was before that. But them bright lights is something different, y'all. Them bright lights is a whole different story. When you get under them bright lights, motherfucker can shoot in the gym by himself and make every shot. But you get under them bright lights and you got the motherfucking whole arena packed out. You got everybody screaming and hollering. Them motherfucking free throws and them jump shots might not be going down then. You feel me? So the bright lights is different. So we just got to see. But real talk, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. If I'm the promoters of David Benavidez and David Morrell, I don't make that fight right now. The way that boxing is ran today, I don't make that fight right now. I build it a little bit more. So what I do is I put David Benavidez in another big fight, and I put David Morrell on the undercard, the co-main event. Like, they don't build fights no more like they used to. If I'm the promoter, that's what I do. They work with the same people, right? What I do is their next fights, I put David Benavidez as the main event against a big known fighter, the biggest known fighter that you can get him, and I put David Morrell on the undercard against another good fighter. And that's how I build that fight. If David Benavidez wins and David Morrell wins, I have David Morrell jump in the ring and get in David Benavidez's face, and they get in the scuffle. That's how you build the fight. Now everybody watching on pay-per-view or Showtime or wherever it may be, now that shit going viral and everybody is talking about it. I don't put David Morrell and David Benavidez in there with against each other their next fight because they're not known enough yet. You feel me? You want the casual fans to be able to see them get down. So that's why Don King was so successful, because they used to build fights back in the day. They don't do that no more. They're not taking the necessary. They either not putting the fights on or they throwing fighters in there when they not known like that and they ain't ready. That's just what it is. And they got to depend on another fighter like a Canelo Alvarez or Gervonta Davis to have a huge following. But like I said, man, David Morrell, he continues to impress me, and he's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem. So at 168, Canelo, David Morrell, David Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo will be moving up to the division. Janabek and all of them dudes should be fighting each other. No, Janabek is at 160, my bad. But all of them dudes should be fighting each other. But we'll see, Body Moore of Murderland says, I'll probably bet with Morrell and Benavidez against Canelo, but still tell you Canelo might win. Ain't no problem with that. Like I said, Canelo a hell of a fighter. No matter how you feel about him, like I said, I don't like how he be moving, but he still can fight. So it's not just a given for any one of them to whoop Canelo. But like I said, if I had to put my money on Canelo versus David Benavidez, I'm putting my money on Canelo. I'm putting my money on David Benavidez for sure. And David Morrell, man, he on paper, he presents maybe even more problems to Canelo Alvarez than David Benavidez does. Who knows? Money say that crowd full of stars will freeze you if you're not ready. Real talk. It's different under them bright lights. You know what I'm saying? It's different. And that's just with anything. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of people think what we do as content creators is easy, right? But they can't turn on the camera and do what we do. You know what I'm saying? They can't hold the audience like we do. They think it's easy. So it's different when you got, people tuning in and all eyes is on you. Some people just not built for that. Like on Knockout Boxing's debate series. A lot of people, they get in the comments and they type in and they the best debaters in the world. But they can't get up on there and turn their motherfucking camera on and do the same shit. They could tell you, they could break down a fight and they can debate everybody in the world in the motherfucking comments, but they can't do it with a live audience watching. So it's just different. But I'm not trying to compare that to having millions of fucking fans watching you around the world and having thousands and thousands of fans in the arena jam-packed watching you. I'm not comparing that, but I'm just saying, some people just not built for that either way it go. Rick Tam said, cinnamon drug cheat. I'm not one of the ones that just going to keep on calling Canelo Alvarez a drug cheat. He got caught. He did his time. And then he ain't got caught no more. He haven't tested positive no more. We got to let that go sometime. You feel me? We can't continue to say, oh, he's a steroid cheat and he is a drug cheat. He did it. It was years ago. You know what I'm saying? He suffered the consequences, and he's been being tested ever since then. Him and Caleb Plant had, 10 or 12 week testing. So I can't continue to put that jacket on that man. Like I told people before, right? If you stole something out of the store as a kid, and now you're a grown-ass man, I can't continue to call you a fucking thief. You might have not ain't stole nothing in 30 years. So I can't hold that on you for the rest of your life. But it come with the territory, so I understand that some people are gonna, they're gonna hold you to that. They're gonna hold you to that. So it is what it is. Oscar and Bernard, man, we're gonna talk about that too. And salute to everybody coming in the building. Like I said, smash on the like button. Hit the like button. It's free. It don't cost none. It don't cost nothing at all. So smash the like button. Billy Bill says, I agree, but imagine if Floyd tested positive. Well, you know what I'm going to say about that, Billy Bills? You got people that's just ignorant. You know what I'm talking about? Like, Floyd Mayweather was the one that brought blood testing in the sport of boxing because he wanted to clean up the sport. If it wasn't for Floyd Mayweather, we might not have blood testing in the sport of boxing, right? But you still have ignorant ass fans that call Floyd Mayweather a steroid cheat. Like people gonna make up stuff. You got certain fighters that's just on that level, you know, that people just hate and they just gonna make up shit on their name all the time. You have thousands and thousands of people that say that Floyd is a cheat. He used PEDs. They heard some story about Floyd using the IV to rehydrate himself. I don't even know if that was true. They came out with a story about Floyd using an IV to rehydrate himself. You know how you like when you go to the doctor and you dehydrated and you sick and they give you an IV? Well, they took that and they start calling Floyd Mayweather a steroid cheat. Floyd Mayweather ain't never tested positive for nothing in his whole career. So people just gonna be fucking ignorant. You know what I'm talking about? Body. He said people say Ryan quit. I told him a liver shot and what it take to try and recover from. Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about that. So smash the like button and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Real quick before we get into it, I'm gonna just say this real quick, right? I tried to update everybody and make a video, I don't know, week ago, 2 weeks ago, I don't remember what it was. And I try to give y'all the information to let y'all know that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, they weren't going to announce that fight on this card for Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. I try to tell everybody, a lot of people, I don't know, might have not didn't see the video because a lot of people were still antsy looking for an Errol Spence and Terence Crawford announcement. But like I said, if you tune in, when I drop videos, I'm not dropping y'all no bullshit. I'm dropping y'all real shit. If you tune in and you know, stay tuned on the videos, I have been told everybody that shit's not happening. I told everybody 100% it wasn't happening. They was not announcing that fight this weekend. And they might not ever be announcing that fight. That fight is not done. So people going around talking about, it's done, y'all. It's done. The fighters are done. That shit's some bullshit. It ain't done. So, yeah, if y'all were tuning in looking for that, you know, I try to tell y'all wasn't going to happen. Like I said, it might not ever happen. Until, like I said, you hear Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, Derek James, Bo Mack, or one of them announce it, it ain't happening. And I seen Fight Hype. They was pressing Errol Spence last night, and they continued to ask him, are you and Terence Crawford fight next? Is this the next fight for you? And he kept ignoring them. He was talking to everybody around him, but he was ignoring them, and he wouldn't answer it. And then I think Jordan, you know, my man Jordan, his best friend Jordan was like, man, he ignoring you for a reason. So they not talking about it. You feel me? And it's like people saying like, well, what is the big secret? It ain't no fucking secret. The fight ain't made. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like they trying to hold the secret. The fight is not made. It's not done. They still trying to get the fight done, but shit, they was doing that last year. So, you know, smash the like button, and that's as much as I'm going to talk about that situation. That's that. I'm not going to, you know, talk about that situation no more. There's too much going on in boxing to continue to talk about just some bullshit that's really irritating at this point. Billy Bills, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the support and the love, man. Specs in the building. What's happening with it? King say tank over everybody. He said, hey, but another thing, man, like in the live stream that I did yesterday. So I'm just asking y'all. Right? Did Bernard Hopkins still rub steroid cream on motherfucking Gervonta Davis's back? Did that still happen or not? Y'all still running with that or y'all left it alone now? Tank Davis got the win. You know, he got the knockout. Are y'all still running with the steroid cream or y'all forgot about that? I'm just asking. You know, I'm kind of petty, so I don't want to just let shit go like that and pretend like that y'all wasn't coming in by the hundreds and hundreds. It was people in my live stream saying that shit, but it was more so on the Boxing Voice. They was calling in by the hundreds saying that what else would Bernard Hopkins touch it? Why else would Bernard Hopkins be touching his back if he wasn't trying to rub steroid cream on his back? So I'm just asking, is the steroid cream that Gervonta Davis got rubbed on his back, is that the reason that Gervonta Davis was strong in the fight and got the knockout? Because the steroid cream that Bernard Hopkins rubbed on it? I'm just asking. You know, don't get mad at me. I'm just asking the question. I want to know what happened to the steroid cream. What color was the steroid cream? Oh, shit, man. Y'all crazy as hell. Smooth Groove Boxing, what's happening with it? In that building. Straight from that Oak Cliff. But anyway, man, y'all crazy as hell with that. Like, hella crazy. And they were really going in on that. But, so check it, right? The fight. Let's talk about the fight. Let's break down the fight, right? First of all, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what that shit that Ryan Garcia came into the ring to. Ryan Garcia came in the ring, and I'm like, man, what the fuck is he coming into the ring to? That's where he first fucked up by coming into the ring to the music that he came in with, right? Real talk. Like, that's some drunk alcoholic. Everybody that left the bar, and you pissy drunk in the corner of the bar, crying your motherfucking heart out, going through depression, and everybody that left the bar, and the bartender, now she got to resort to rubbing you on your back while serving you drinks. And you just crying for no motherfucking reason with tears, just, you know, want to hug everybody you see. You want to hop over the counter and hug motherfuckers for no reason. That's that type of, you know, everybody's just seen that dude in the bar before. That's that lonely white dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was coming in the ring with, but I said, it ain't no way he ready to fight coming into the ring with this type of music on. Like, he can't get hype off of this shit. You can't get hype coming in fucking off of some goddamn opera or whatever he came in with. I don't know what that shit was. So I said, man, that was the first step that he took to, when you know you done fucked up, right? That was the first, you know you done fucked up, right? When I heard that music, I said, oh, man, I fuck with Ryan. Like, you know what I'm talking about? I like Ryan Garcia. I ain't finna lie to y'all. I like Ryan. You know what I'm saying? I think Ryan is just an all-around good person. I fuck with Ryan. But when I heard that music, I'm like, man, Ryan done fucked up, man. This nigga, I'm supposed to be getting hype, and he didn't put me to sleep already in the ring walk. But Tank came out in that bitch. You can't fuck with Sosa, Rarries, and Rovers. Hey, Tank came out that bitch with that Chief Keef. And I was like, yeah, this nigga Tank looked like he ready to go. I said, Tank was looking mean in the motherfucker, too. I said, I don't know if Tank been in the mirror practicing looking hard, but that nigga look hard right now. I said, Tank was in the mirror for a while practicing that look. For real, that nigga Tank was walking. I said, yeah, Tank got that look on him tonight. Said that nigga was in the mirror. He had to practice that shit for a little bit because that nigga got a hard ass look on him. Real talk. Hey. And so I already knew in my heart, I said, yeah, Tank coming in here for business. Ryan on some soft shit right now. But when the fight started out, Ryan was the aggressor. Ryan Garcia was the aggressor. He, the first round, they was both filling out each other. Ryan Garcia was flicking the jab, but he was never like really effective with the jab. Like Devin Haney, right? And I know a lot of y'all don't like Devin Haney because him and Tank Davis, they got their little beef going on. But you got to admit, Devin Haney has the best jab in that division. And when Devin Haney come out, he popping that jab. You know what I'm saying? Like, he popping that jab with intent to land. And I'm not going to say that he has a power jab, but it's a jab, with intent to keep you off of him and to score points and, to do what it do, right? To do what it do. Devin Haney got a hell of a jab. Ryan Garcia, he wasn't committing to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just using it to, more as a, range finder, to keep Gervonta Davis at range. He wasn't really using the jab, right? But, so the first round was a fill-out round, right? Second round, motherfucking Ryan Garcia came out that bitch, and he like, man, fuck this. Fuck all this filling out shit. I need to get this man up off this motherfucker. And he came out and he tried to get Tank out of there. Now, but we seen Gervonta Davis, right? And I ain't clowning because, at the end of the day, a smart fighter is going to do what they got to do to win or do what they have to do to survive an onslaught. And what Tank did, he said, this motherfucker coming in like a bull. I'm going to hold him. I'm going to wrap his ass up. I'm going to hold on like a goddamn motherfucker riding a mechanical bull. I'm holding on to this motherfucker like a little kid riding a mechanical bull. And that's what he did. It was smart because, Ryan Garcia, he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. And it made him break it. And then it made Ryan Garcia have to reset and then try to rush him again. But Tank was smart, right? Tank is hella smart because Tank, he realized, he's playing right into what I want him to do. He's fighting aggressive on the front foot, and all I got to do is wait to counter him. And Tank was filling them out. And when the knockdown happened, right? This is because Tank noticed, right? He noticed that every time that Ryan Garcia would come in close and they would wrap up, Ryan Garcia was trying to push Tank Davis's head down. And then when he would push Tank Davis's head down, he would wait for Tank to come up and try to hit him with the hook, right? Tank noticed that. So when Tank got the knockdown, that same sequence happened again, right? He tried to rush in, they get tangled up. Ryan Garcia tried to use his strength to try to push Tank's head down and wait for Tank to come up with the hook. And wait for Tank to bring his head up so he can come around with the hook. But Ryan Garcia, right? He not as smart as Tank. He left his fucking shit wide open. Tank was waiting for it. He left his shit wide open. As soon as Tank came up, bam! And another thing that Ryan Garcia was doing wrong, right? Ryan Garcia, he was looping his hook too wide. He was throwing a wide-ass hook. Like, he throwing a wide-ass hook, looping this shit, and then curling it when it come around here. He's supposed to loop the hook inside, and he's supposed to be shortening up his hook. And he's supposed to be throwing the hook. Gervonta Davis is 5 foot. 5'5". With a 5'5" guy, and you 5'10" and a half, 5'11" almost, you are supposed to be throwing the hook at the chest level. He's supposed to be aiming for the chest level. That way, you can time it and you can catch Gervonta Davis when he try to slip. You already right there. But he's throwing the hook at the fucking temple. You don't throw no fucking hook at a temple of a guy that's 5'5" and you 5'11", he gonna duck that bitch every time. He's finna slip under it every time. And that's all Tank was doing. He knew what he was gonna do. He knew the hook was coming, and he was just slipping under the hook. Cause like I said, if any of y'all fighters, if you are fighting a smaller, shorter fighter, you do not aim the hook at the temple or the jaw area. You aim the hook, you throw your hook to hit him in chest level. You throw your jabs and you aim the jab at the chest. And it's crazy that he doesn't know that. It make me wonder, who was he sparring? Like, did you not have nobody that was 5'5", 5'4", that you were sparring, that you were working on these things with? Were you just sparring regular size fighters? Like, what type of training camp did you have? What type of sparring did you have to where you weren't already prepared for that? Go watch it. He's throwing the hook at the man temple. And Ryan, and Tank was ready for that shit. He waiting for it the whole time. And another thing, right, is you could tell Gervonta Davis after the knockdown, right? And then after the next round, Gervonta got to laughing to himself because he like, this dude is not on my level skill-wise. He ain't nowhere near on my level skill-wise. I got him. I pretty much got him whenever I want to. And I knew that. I said, I think it was probably like the fifth round maybe. And I said, Ryan Garcia, in order to win this fight, he's going to have to be able to change his game plan and be able to outbox Tank, and he can't do that. He can't do that. His defense, right? I told people about this a while ago when I was breaking down the fight, right? One thing I said that I hated the most about Ryan Garcia is his lack of defense. And I told people, I said, watch him. When a fighter rushes him and get close on him, he covers up and he turns his whole back to you. Right? He turns his whole back. And I said, that's going to be a problem. You can't do that in the ring against fighters like Gervonta Davis. So I said, I hope that he's fixed that. But we see that he haven't fixed that. In that same hook that he was throwing in that Instagram short video that when he was hitting the mitts with his trainer, right? And he was throwing in wide hooks and he was leaving his whole he was turning his head, leave his whole fucking jaw open. He was doing that in the Tank fight. He was doing it last night. Now, one thing I do got to say about Ryan Garcia is, as far as taking a punch up top, Ryan Garcia could take a punch. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia is tough, man. He could take a punch. Tank hit him with a few clean hooks. Of course, that one hook that he dropped him with, but he got right back up. And when he got up, it wasn't like he was scared. He went straight to Tank like, okay, let's fight. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get that to him. And he got hit with some real hard straight rights also, or straight lefts. Tank hit him with some real hard straight lefts, caught him flush, and he took him. So, he got, like I said, I think more so the reason Ryan Garcia suffered these knockdowns that we seen against, and I'm not talking about the body shot, right? We gonna go there. But the reason Ryan Garcia suffers these like devastating looking knockdowns that we seen in the fight with Luke Campbell and that we seen last night is because he's so wild, and when he throw his shots, he trying to put everything in it, right? His head is all up in the air, and he's so wild and off balance. He's wild and off balance, so when you hit him flush, he flying. You know what I'm saying? But he could take a punch. He could take a head punch. But his defense, if you don't have defense and you don't know how to slip punches and parry punches and things of that, like Ryan Garcia, his defense is using his reflexes. He tries to use his reflexes and he jumps back in a straight line. He don't use no angles, right? Like he not stepping, he not using no angles. He's jumping back in a straight line. So with fighters like Gervonta Davis, they laughing at you because they're like, oh, you done with. You done. You jumping back in the straight line and oh yeah. That's what you seen. Let's keep it 100. That's what you seen with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Wilder has the same type defenses. Ryan Garcia, and I love Wilder. They're my favorite fighter. But we got to keep it 100. He got the same defense as Ryan Garcia. He either shells up just like that, or he jumps back in a straight line with his hands straight out to try to keep you from, engaging on him. That's not defense. That's horrible. But Ryan Garcia is even worse because he'll shell up, and he'll turn his whole back to you. And it's like he has a lot of talent. Now, I did hear Tank say that he was slow. He was slow. I seen everything coming. He wasn't even fast like that. And it's a difference when you get in the ring with an A-level fighter, all of that speed and all of that shit gonna slow down. Speak says people compare Ryan to Khan. Now shaking my head. He not that bad. No, Ryan, he like Khan. If you hit Khan, he's going to sleep. Ryan is gonna get up. He gonna fight. But he has things to work on. But he's still young to where he can become a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? Ryan can still become a great fighter if he fixes these things that he does. More so his defense. Dundada said ETB, but did the rehydration clause and layoff make a difference? Well, I said from the very beginning, right? When Ryan Garcia said he was going straight into a Gervonta Davis fight, y'all heard me. I said that's the stupidest shit you can do. Why would you go into the biggest fight of your career, fight an opponent that you've never been in the ring with nobody near his level, and you go right with damn near year layoff and you jump in there? That's like me learning how to swim today and then thinking I can jump in the motherfucking ocean tomorrow and swim like a fucking champion. That shit's stupid. You gonna drown. And that's exactly what happened to his ass. He went out there, you know what I'm saying? He learned how to swim yesterday. He jumped in the ocean today and he drowned. But now, as far as did that play a factor? It's hard to say. It's hard to say because if you know boxing, you can see that Gervonta Davis's skills were on a whole nother level than Ryan Garcia. Now, everybody has a puncher's chance, with no rehydration clause. Well, of course he would have been stronger, but his skill level wasn't on the level of Gervonta Davis. You know what I'm talking about? The skill level. Now, but like I said, when you got two punchers in there, but his skill level wasn't on that level. Like he wasn't catching Tank Davis with flush shots. You see what I'm saying? That's what I look at. I'm looking to see, right? Okay, is he catching Tank? Is he catching Tank with solid shots? But it just don't have the impact on him because he's weight drained or he's not as strong. And that wasn't the case. You know what I'm talking about? Like, for that to be a factor, you got to be catching the man. You got to be hitting him with solid shots. And he wasn't able to hit him. He was missing. You know what I'm saying? He was slipping under all of that wide shit he was throwing. Like, and even the shots that he did catch him with on the top of the head and things like that, he didn't catch him clean. Like, he never caught Tank like with just a flush, clean shot. And that was not because of the rehydration clause or not because of him not having a fight in between. I just think it's because that he wasn't prepared. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't prepared. Like I said, rehydration clause don't have nothing to do with you throwing the hook, right, to the wrong part of the body. Like the wrong part of the, like I said, he's throwing the hook to the temple when he should have been aiming for the chest area. He should have been he should have been throwing the hook, hitting him on his arms. You know what I'm saying? his shoulders, all of that shit until he got to the fucking temple. Because like I said, if you fighting a shorter fighter and he's trying to slip your shit, you always want to throw the hook to the, right here in this area right there. And that's what it looked like. Shawa Allah, 77, salute queen. And that's what it looked like. It doesn't look like that Joe Goosen and the people that he was training with prepared him to fight somebody that was a short fighter like Gervonta Davis. But like all in all, we got to give our flowers to Tank because he is smart. He very smart. He could have went out there and tried to show his nuts and be like, man, fuck this. This dude ain't got no skills. I'm just gonna see how fast I can get him out of there. But he was very, very smart. He was very methodical in his approach. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking like people look at Gervonta Davis as a dummy. He ain't no dummy inside that motherfucking ring. His ring generalship, his ring IQ is very, very high. You know what I'm saying? And he's thinking the whole time. He's setting traps. He's setting his foot position. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. And if you look at, if you're looking at, and I'm looking at these things, right? I'm looking at all these things that he's doing. I'm looking at him setting his foot position to be in the right position because he already know. Hold on. He already knows that Gervonta Davis is going to. He already knows that Ryan Garcia, he's 3 steps ahead of him. So he knows, okay, he's gonna try to throw the hook, right? The right or the left hook, and he's already preparing for it. He's getting in a position to prepare for it. One thing that Ryan Garcia don't have, and I noticed, he don't have an uppercut. Ryan Garcia don't have an uppercut, right? Also, what I noticed, another smart thing that I noticed about Gervonta Davis, if y'all noticed, Gervonta didn't throw one uppercut in that fight. And we know that Gervonta Davis has one of the most devastating uppercuts. But why didn't Gervonta Davis throw an uppercut in that fight? Because he's smart. He didn't want to throw an uppercut, right, and leave himself open to that left hook. So Gervonta Davis was smart enough to know, I'm not even finna use the uppercut in this fight. He ain't throw no uppercuts. But Ryan Garcia, he needs to add an uppercut to his arsenal. You know what I'm saying? He needs to add an uppercut to his arsenal. Now, as far as when he got the knockout, let's break down when he got the knockout. Because the knockout with the body shot was the same exact sequence as the first knockdown. Only thing different is instead of throwing it up top, Ryan Garcia was prepared for that. He threw it to the body this time. Ryan Garcia was pushing his head down again. Ryan Garcia waited for his head to come up, right? And he already know that Ryan Garcia is going to try to throw. As soon as my head pop up, Ryan Garcia is going to try to throw a hook. They hooked at the same time. He already knows that Ryan Garcia, right? Gervonta Davis is gauging distance. He know that Ryan Garcia is overshooting and throwing his hook wide. So what he did, he know the hook is coming up top. What he did, he stayed low, bam, and he threw he didn't even get all of his body into it. He just threw a real short hook, bam, right in this fucking solar plex area, right in there in the liver area, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? That was it. And that happened not because of how hard Gervonta Davis can punch, not because it happened because he's smart. It happened because his ring IQ. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people say that Ryan Garcia could have got up and he quit. Well, Tank made sure he didn't get up. Because if you're looking at Tank started creeping over there close to Ryan Garcia, and he waiting for him to get up. And Ryan is looking at Tank. And Tank is like, yeah, I got it. I got your ass. Get up, get up, get up. Because he's making Ryan Garcia think, if you get up, I'm going to rush you like a motherfucking bull. I'm rushing you like a goddamn bull if you get up. So Ryan Garcia's looking, and he thought about it. And he's like, nah, fuck it. Right? So could he have got up? Yeah, he got up. But the reason that he didn't get up, because he knows that he still wouldn't have had time to recover. He's still hurting. He can't breathe. So I get up, and he rushed me, and then I get knocked out in a devastating fashion. I might still be asleep right now. So he made the decision, don't get up. Jay Cooley, have you ever got hit in your motherfucking liver? Have you ever got hit in your liver to where you couldn't breathe? So unless you ever got hit like that and got the fucking wind knocked out of you where you couldn't breathe and you couldn't catch your breath, you can't say he quit. Now, he made a decision. Do I get up like a goddamn idiot and get knocked out cold? Because, see, another thing with Ryan Garcia, right? His ring IQ is not high. He don't have a ring IQ. So he doesn't know what to do in those situations, right? He don't know what to do. Keith Thurman has a high ring IQ. When Keith Thurman gets hit with a body shot, Keith Thurman, he knows to hold you, immediately hold you, or run from you to where you cannot catch him. He's going to literally run from you. Ryan Garcia don't know that. He don't know what to do. You feel what I'm saying? He don't know. See, Ryan Garcia, all he knows, if I get up, I got to go straight towards him, and he got to go straight towards me. That's all he knows. You know what I'm talking about? That's all he knows. He don't know. So if he knows that if this man rushes me right now, I can't breathe. I'm hurt like a motherfucker, and I'm gonna suffer a devastating knockout to where I might not ever get up. So he made a decision. So saying could he have got up? That's a tricky question. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he could have got up. He could have stood up. But what was going? Could he see? The question that you should be asking is, could he have got up and been able to defend himself? You feel me? Could he have got up and been able to defend himself? That is the question. So, you know, I don't like when people say, oh, he quit. He could have got up. Okay, you still in the fight. Can you get up and can you properly defend yourself? That's two different things. He could have got up and been able to get up and continue to defend yourself to where you don't fucking really get seriously hurt. It's a whole nother story. So I wasn't in there. I wasn't the one that took that body shot right there in the motherfucking in the liver. I'm not the one that took the liver shot. You ain't the one that took the liver shot, and you ain't the one in there. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say that, oh man, he quit. He quit. He could have did this, and you don't know what that man could have did. He said he was hurt. He said that, and what he said, right? We got to go off of what he said. He said that he was hurting. He said he couldn't breathe, and he said he thought about it, and he said that he knew that if he got up, he probably was going to get knocked out and hurt real bad because he couldn't defend himself. So, you know, in knockout boxing, if you saying that he quit, like I said, have you ever been hit have you been hit like that, and can you get up and continue to fight? That's all I want to know. So people talking about, oh man, he quit. Like, if you ain't never been in the ring before, you can't sit here and tell me who quit and who did what. For real. It's easy to talk that shit on the internet, and you know what I'm saying? But like I said, you wasn't in the ring. So do I think that he quit? I don't think that. Well, my bad knockout. Like I said, the comments is jumping. So like I said, but so knockout said he ain't said that he quit. Okay. I thought that's what you were saying, that he got robbed of a knockout reel because the opponent was quit and didn't want to get up or something like that. But my bad. But Omega said, y'all act like the pain goes away in 5 seconds. Right. You know what I'm talking about? I know how that shit feel. I didn't have to win knocked out of me. That shit, you don't just recover like that. You know what I'm saying? So he made a decision. He made a decision, bro. He made a decision. Like, do I get up and just do, like, it's a decision, right? To where, do I get up and get knocked out fucking cold to where I might be in the fucking coma just to show everybody that I got nuts? Or do I do the smart thing, right? Knowing that I can't defend myself and say, you know what? I'm going to just live to fight another fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to live to fight another. Now, I ask you a question, Jay Cooley. I ask you, have you ever been in the ring and have you ever took that shot? So I'm telling you, if you ain't never been in the ring and you ain't never took that shot, you can't get in nobody comments and tell me how that man felt and what decision that man made. Like I said, if a nigga robbed you, right, and he got a fucking gun pointed at your fucking head, you got a decision to let that nigga blow your brains out, or you got a decision to, you know, say, fuck it. You know, I'm going to go ahead and give him my chain or whatever. That's a decision. He made the decision to, you know, live to fight another night. But like I said, because if he had came on here and got knocked the fuck out, y'all niggas wouldn't have been coming on here talking about, oh man, at least he got up from the body shot. Y'all niggas would have been coming in here talking about he got knocked the fuck out. That nigga got up, he tried to get up and he got knocked the fuck out. That's all y'all would have been saying. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, you know, I'm a salute to Tank. Tank using his ring IQ and being hella smart. He did that. You know what I'm saying? He did that. It was Tank's ring IQ and his ring generalship and knowing, right? Knowing what's coming and being able to download what's going on in the fight and process that and utilize that. That's what won Gervonta Davis the fight. And his skills were overall better than Ryan Garcia's. You know what I'm saying? I think that now Ryan Garcia, right? Ryan Garcia, this is either going to make him or break him. Like, the real fight begins now. The real fight begins now. You know what I'm talking about? Like, for Ryan Garcia, the real fight begins now. Because Ryan Garcia is in the middle of social media. He's thick in social media, right? And we know how y'all are. You know, I mean, grown men like to get up on the comments and troll and tell these fighters how much of a bitch they is and how much of a faggot they is and how they should be on. And like I'm talking about grown men my age in their 40s and 30s. They still, I don't do that retarded shit. But he's not kids, right? Grown men do this today, right? So he got to deal with, in today's age, grown men trolling him. He got to deal with just everybody telling him he should have never been a fighter in the first place, telling him that he quit, telling him how much of a bitch he is, just trolling, right? And he's on social media like that. So this is going to make him or break him. Do he read these comments and does he let these comments bother him, right? Or does he say, you know what? I'm not worried about none of that shit. I'm not listening to none of these fucking clowns. I'm going to use this to get better. I'm going to use this to get better. Right? Does he look around him and realize it's certain things that I'm not learning or they're not teaching that I need to start implementing? I need to focus and I need to get better. You feel me? Or does he let reading social media and hearing all the negative comments, does he let that shit bother him and bring him into a depression state? Because we know that he's documented it, that Ryan Garcia, he's been in deep depression before. And that shit could come back with a loss like this and all of the hype that's been hyped up around you ever since you was a kid. And now you finally take your first L in boxing. And then it's not like it was when Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield and Roy Jones and all them fighters was coming up. Wasn't no social media back then. They ain't had to deal with none of that shit. Nigga wasn't gonna come to their face in the streets and say none of that shit. Like I'm saying, nobody was gonna go to Mike Tyson in his face and tell him that he was a bitch and he was weak and he quit and he was a sucker. Nobody was gonna fucking go to Roy Jones Jr. face and say, man, you got knocked the fuck out. You was a bitch. And all this shit that these dudes be saying on Instagram and Twitter and all these social media accounts, they wouldn't have to deal with that. So this is a new day and age. And how is he going to be able to take that? How is he going to be able to take the criticism now? This is where the real fight begins. That shit that happened in the ring, that ain't nothing. Not in today's time. So is he going to be able to deal with that? And hopefully, right? I hope that he's able to deal with that. I hope that he's able to come back and learn and be stronger. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely has some things that he needs to work on. He has some things that he should have been working on, that he should have been fixed by now. But he got talent. And I think that he's moving up to 140. He's going to be dangerous. I do believe he's going to be a lot stronger than what he was last night at 140 pounds. He's going to be dangerous. He's going to be dangerous, but he's still going to need to fix that at 140 because you got fighters, they bigger, they stronger, and I'm not going to say they crack harder or they smarter or they more accurate than Tank, but you got fighters at 140 that's up there. And 140 is some dogs in that division. You feel me? So he's going to have to fix a lot of that. But as far as Gervonta Davis, man, like I said, he showed that, once again, he's a great boxer, you know. Do I think he on the level boxing of a Shakur Stevenson? No. But to me, right, if the easy question, the question that everybody talks about is 135. Who is the best at 135? And Devin Haney is the king. He got all the belts, right? And it's all about your opinion because no matter who you ask, you're going to get on here and it's going to be a debate about who is the best between Devin Haney. Man, I just lost my whole between Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, and Frank Martin, right? Of course, Gervonta Davis, he's proven more to me than all of them. He's proven more than Devin Haney. He's proven more than Shakur Stevenson at 135. He's proven more than Frank Martin at 135 pounds. Like, he's proven more than all of them, right? But my opinion, the only fighter, the way you're going to have to be able to beat Tank is you're going to have either have to have a high output and just a high output, have a solid ass chin, a high output to and a solid chin to where, you know, when he catch you, he ain't hurting you like that. And you just take him in deep waters and, you know, you just overwhelm him with activity because his activity level is not that high, right? He carefully picks and chooses his punches. Somebody with a high output, and if he can't hurt him, does he get tired down the stretch? Does he wear down the stretch, right? So you're going to have a high output and a hell of a chin, or you're going to have to be a masterclass boxer with great elite defense like Shakur Stevenson, right? And the first example I gave you, I don't see that fighter at 135. I don't see the fighter that has just a super high output and a great elite chin. I don't see that fighter at 135. And body. Elite chin and body, right? But Shakur Stevenson is that masterclass boxer with masterclass defense. And you know another thing is it is going to be a fucking chess match. Because Shakur is not going to play into Gervonta Davis's game. Gervonta Davis, he wants you to come to him so he can counter you. Right? So he going to figure you out and he going to pick you apart and he going to make you walk into shit. Well, Shakur Stevenson, he fights as a counterpuncher and he fights as an aggressor when he has to. But he know when to do it, and his defense is on fucking point at all times. So when you look at the division, when you ask me, does Devin Haney have a chance to beat Gervonta Davis? Yeah, he got a chance. But when I break Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis down, I see Devin Haney having to control the fight on the outside with his jab, right? Pumping a nasty jab, and he's going to have to use his legs and make sure that Tank don't get in. But Tank is not going to be afraid of Devin Haney. Like, he don't punch hard enough to keep Tank on the outside. And then when Tank closes the distance on Devin Haney, he knows how to wrap up. But what if you get a ref that's not letting you wrap up like that and he warning you? Now Devin Haney got a problem. So it's a lot of factors that go in. But can Devin Haney beat Tank? It's a possibility, but I'll have to favor Tank. Now with Shakur Stevenson and Tank, whole different fight. Because now you got a man, Shakur Stevenson, he is an A+ level in the mid-range. A+ level on the outside. And he can box very well on the inside. And his defense is fucking tremendous. He got phenomenal defense to where you could be right there and he's going to make you miss by that much. Then he's going to counter you. And I believe that Shakur Stevenson, he as far as punching power, he's stronger than Devin Haney. And like I said, I'm not knocking Devin Haney because Devin Haney is a great fighter and he could possibly pull it out. But I'm just saying on paper, right? He's stronger than Devin Haney, and Shakur Stevenson is mean in the motherfucker. He's mean as fuck. And he's not going to let Gervonta Davis intimidate him. And Tank know that. They like, I don't even think that Gervonta Davis will try to go into that fight intimidating Shakur, because if him and Shakur get into it, it's going to be a fight at the press conference. If he touched Shakur Stevenson is going to pop off. He's mean. You can let them motherfucking dimples and shit fool you, but he mean like that. And so Shakur Stevenson, the only thing that he don't have that Gervonta Davis has is the equalizer. So I think that fight will come down to, after they both fill each other out and everything, I think it's going to come down to, can Gervonta Davis catch Shakur Stevenson with some shit that he don't see to knock him out? And I don't see that happening. So the only fighter that I got beating Tank Davis is Shakur Stevenson. You know? But I think that is the best fight in the division. And Devin Haney, man, that's a great fight too, because they got a story. And Devin Haney, like I said, he's getting better and better. And his jab he got a tremendous jab. But I just see Devin Haney does some of the things, not a lot. Let me correct myself. He does some of the things that Ryan Garcia does, but he's just better with them. Mistakes, my bad. He does some of the same mistakes that Ryan Garcia makes, but he's better with them because he knows he got good footwork. So he uses angles and shit. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia don't use no angles. He's just straight forward and straight back. But Devin Haney, he loop a lot of his shots. He throws a lot of wide shots. He don't have no inside game. He can't fight on the inside, so he's gonna resort to trying to wrap you up. Shakur Stevenson, he don't have those flaws. His shit is short, crisp. Shakur Stevenson is actually in the top 3 most accurate power punchers in all the boxing. Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis, they right. I think it's either Shakur Stevenson is right above Tank Davis as far as being the most accurate puncher in boxing. And a lot of people, well, Shakur ain't got no power. Shakur has very respectable power. You don't see fighters just running in trying to walk Shakur Stevenson down and letting Shakur just hit them with anything. Nah. When they come in with caution with Shakur Stevenson because he has respectable power. You don't have to have knockout power to, you know what I'm saying, to be effective. You don't, like people think like, oh, well, man, if he ain't got bricks in his gloves, he can't do nothing. That don't mean shit when you get A+ level fighter against another A+ level fighter. And it's, you know, it's a thinking game. It ain't going to be no knockout 9 times out of 10. Even when the betting odds come out, the odds are not going to favor a knockout in the Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis fight. I'm telling you. The odds are going to be more so for the fight going to distance. Well, he knocked out everybody else. Shakur Stevenson is a much more complete fighter, a much different fighter than anybody that Gervonta Davis ever been in the ring with. And Gervonta Davis is a much more complete fighter and a much different fighter than anybody that Shakur has ever been in the ring with. Shakur Stevenson never been in the ring with nobody near the level of Gervonta Davis. And Gervonta Davis never been in the ring with anybody that's near the level of a Shakur Stevenson. Whole different fighting styles that both of those fighters have been in the ring with all of their opponents. Billy Bill says, ETB, I don't get why people say Shakur is boring when he stays in the pocket fighting these fighters because people don't know shit about boxing. You know what I'm saying? People just, they just run their mouth. People know how to run their mouth, but they don't really know shit about boxing. I mean, you know, Roger Mayweather told us that a long time ago. They know how to run their mouth, but they really don't know shit about boxing like that. It is what it is. All they know if a fighter got power, if he got knocked out, if he didn't get knocked out. That's it. They don't know shit else. But it's like, you know, that's a great fight. Like, to me, that fight, like Shakur Stevenson against Gervonta Davis, it don't get no better than that. Like, it really don't get no better than that. It really don't get Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis. It gets no better than that fight. Some people be like, well, but EJ and Bud Crawford fight is not better than Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis to me. You know why? Because you got two fighters that's young, both of them on an A+ elite level, and they still young. You can't say that for Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Errol Spence been through motherfucking hell and back. And Terence Crawford, you know, he ain't really had no punishment, but he ain't fucking 25, 26, 28 no more. Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis, New Jersey versus Baltimore. To me, this is my opinion. As a fight fan, that is the best fight in boxing to watch. To me. Whatever you want to see, you're going to be able to get in that fight. You're going to get dog. You're going to get egos. You're going to get boxing skills. You're going to get a chess match. You're going to get IQ. You're going to get everything you want to see in that fight. To me, that is the perfect fight. And you know what? It'll be split 50-50 down the middle. The betting odds will be 50-50. I guarantee you that. Or close to 50-50. And Tank, like I said, Tank and Devin is a good fight. But I got, Tank, I got Tank, but I might be wrong. That's why I say they all gotta fight each other. But my man KQKC, Boxing Network, wow, 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 wow. Salute, man. And y'all smash the like button. Smash on the like button. Let me read these super chats, man. My bad. He says, look, Ryan quit and bent that knee to the true king. Tommy Tom, appreciate you. BL says, if Haney beat Lomo, does he have best resume? Yeah. If Devin, and I think he will beat Lomo. If Devin Haney beats Lomachenko, I think that he would have the best. You got to say he got the best resume at 135 because you got to say he beat Lomachenko, who is a Hall of Famer, an all-time great. He beat the man who beat the man. You know what I'm saying? George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, who beat Lomachenko. Then he got other wins, like okay wins, like solid wins, not nothing impressive, but like a JoJo Diaz, things like that. So, yeah, I think that you would have to say that. But at the end of the day, to determine who is the best, without a shadow of a doubt, they have to fight each other. Kel Ali says, is Shakur fighting Hector Garcia or Ryan next? No, he's not fighting Ryan. Ryan is going up to 140 pounds. Shakur Stevenson and Hector Garcia are not fighting because Hector Garcia is not a 135-pound fighter. He is a 130-pound fighter, and Hector Garcia is still a champion at 130. So, yeah, the answer is no. My man Omega Red, he ain't holding nothing back. He said, I told y'all half the world got below average intelligence. Well, you know what, Omega Red? That's true. But you know why? It's because of all the technology that we have, man. You got to think, man, when we was coming up, motherfucker tell you, they give you an address, right? When we was coming up, we didn't have no GPS. You either had a map you had to read on, or a motherfucker gave you an address, and you had to find that address. People can't do that no more. I ain't gonna lie. I can't even do that shit no more. Because it's been so long, like all the technology, it tends to dumb you down when you don't use things like that. Like, I'm just used to putting in my GPS. Last time you had to just find the address without using GPS and like just somewhere that you had no idea where you was at. We used to do it. We was able to do it easy back in the day. So what you said, Omega, you right about that. A lot of that shit is due to all this social media and technology that we have, to where people don't have to learn shit no more. But Uppercuts Boxing Nation, what's happening with it? And y'all smash the like button if you just coming in the building. Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens in the building. What's happening with it, Reggie? And y'all go make sure that y'all go sub to Reggie, man. Reggie got one of the motherfucking most funniest channels on here. And it ain't all about boxing. You know what I'm saying? But Reggie be kicking some real shit, though. If Reggie, he like me, he ain't finna hold his tongue for nobody. And I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with, just like KQ, he ain't finna hold his tongue for nobody. But salute. Uppercut say, how many pay-per-view buys do you estimate this fight? I say at least 700K plus. At least. I say this, the way that people was tripping about this, right? So I go to the liquor store, this liquor store downtown Atlanta, and every nigga in there was getting liquor to go watch the fight. They was either having a fight or having a fight party. It was crazy, man. So yeah, this fight is on that level. You know what I'm saying? For real. Real talk. But I think we gonna see this pay-per-view do the biggest number that we've seen probably shit in boxing. I ain't talking about like Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, shit like that. And I'm including Canelo. I think it might do bigger than what Canelo and Caleb Plant did. I think this fight, because it's just looking on the being on the outside looking in and just keeping your ears to everything. Everybody is talking about this fight. People that don't never watch boxing. And that's why you could say that, no, Gervonta Davis is probably the face of boxing now. He took over Canelo's spot. Canelo is not it no more. People ain't checking for Canelo like that no more. Really. People not checking for Canelo like that no more. So it is Tank now. It could have been Errol Spence at one point. But, you know, EJ, like I said, I rock with EJ 1,000%, but he didn't do the necessary things that he needed to do to go to that next level. I think that the ball was in Errol Spence's hand to be the face of boxing. And as far as being accessible, you know what I'm saying? Being accessible and being in the number one thing, being active, which Gervonta Davis is, and being accessible, he dropped the ball. Tank picked the motherfucking ball up and ran with it. He picked the ball up and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? You only get one small, it's one small window for you to take that shit and run with it. And I think that EJ, you know what I'm saying, sitting on the bench and you know what I'm saying, not being accessible, it's just like, bro, you dropped the ball. You could have been the nigga that everybody was saying is the face of boxing. Plus, he don't post on social media like that, really. Often at all, and that's another part of boxing. You got to be in tune with social media, you know. And Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, they know that. You know what I'm saying? They know that, and they took advantage of that. Hey, these boys, man, they better get it together, like I said, and they better learn from what Floyd Mayweather, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis. They better learn. Because you can't never get comfortable, y'all. A lot of these niggas, they start to get money and they think like, oh, I ain't got to do that. I don't got to do all that. I ain't got to do interviews. I ain't got to go on this channel. I ain't got to motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? I could fight once a year. I'm already made. Nah, bro. When you get comfortable like that and you think that you the biggest nigga, it's always going to be somebody right there waiting to take your spot and run off with it. And that's what's happened. And like I said, EJ is one of my favorite fighters for sure, and I rock with him 1,000%. But you know, he dropped the ball. Gervonta Davis picked it up and ran with it. It doesn't matter if Spence and Crawford get announced 1,000 times. At this point, he's not going to surpass Gervonta Davis. That fight is not going to make him surpass. Like, Tank is too far ahead now. Y'all got to understand. Tank not already had millions of followers, right? But Ryan Garcia had tens of millions of followers. And now Gervonta Davis got all of his followers plus his. You know what I'm saying? And what made it even better is Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, they actually exchanged numbers after the fight. They exchanged numbers. They was talking, man. They was cool. They was talking about linking up with each other, you know, outside of boxing. Tank was like, man, he's cool. Like, I fuck with. He was like, I fuck with Ryan. He's cool. Ryan was like, man, Tank is a good dude. I fuck with him. And they exchanged numbers, and they talking about kicking it with each other outside of boxing. So that's gonna make the people that was hating Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia's fans, they fucking with Tank also now. You know what I'm saying? Tank gonna get his followers that wasn't fucking with him before. And you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, when you think that you're too big, it's always gonna be somebody to come and fucking grab that ball and take it off and take that bitch to the end zone and run with it until the next one comes. So I hope these young fighters coming up, they just learn from this. But anyway, with that being said, we've been on here for an hour and a half. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Another great show. Hit the like button if y'all haven't smashed on the like button for me. And like I said, hey, boxing is looking real good. Hopefully all these guys fight each other. That's all I can ask for. But I appreciate y'all. And hit the like button as you go out. And y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone, y'all. Appreciate y'all.